square root of 15 plus square root of 21 plus square root of 25 plus square root of 35 upon square root of 3 plus square root of 7 plus square root of 20. How do we simplify it without using calculator? Let's try. Square root of 15 we can write 5 times 3 under square root plus square root of 21 as 7 times 3 under square root plus square root of 25 as 5 times 5 under square root plus square root of 35 as 5 times 7 under square root. Then upon square root of 3 plus square root of 7 plus 20 as 5 times 4 under square root. Now when a times b is under square root, we can write it as square root of a times square root of b. So here we can write square root of 5 times square root of 3 plus square root of 7 times square root of 3 plus square root of 5 times square root of 5 plus square root of 5 times square root of 7. Then upon square root of 3 plus square root of 7 plus square root of 4 times square root of 5. Now here we can take square root of 3 common. So write square root of 3 parenthesis square root of 5 plus square root of 7. Then plus, here we can take square root of 5 common. So square root of 5 times square root of 5 plus square root of 7 upon square root of 3 plus square root of 7. Square root of 4 is 2 times square root of 5. Now square root of 5 plus 7 is the common factor here. So we can write square root of 5 plus 7, and the remaining then is square root of 3 plus square root of 5 upon square root of 3 plus square root of 7. Now 2 times square root of 7, it is also equal to square root of 5 plus square root of 5. It will be equal to 2 times square root of 7. So we can write here square root of 5 plus square root of 5, or square root of 5 plus square root of 7 times square root of 3 plus square root of 5 upon, we can write this square root of 3 and square root of 5 together, square root of 3 plus square root of 5, then plus square root of 5 plus square root of 7. Now let's consider square root of 5 plus square root of 7 is equal to a, and square root of 3 plus square root of 5 is equal to b. Then we have a times b upon a plus b. Let this be equal to x, and where x is not equal to 0, or 1 upon x then will be a plus b upon ab, or 1 upon x is equal to a upon ab plus b upon ab. The common denominator here is ab. Now a and a gets cancelled here, and here b and b gets cancelled. So 1 upon x is equal to 1 upon b plus 1 upon a, or 1 upon x is equal to 1 upon b. Here is square root of 3 plus square root of 5. So square root of 3 plus square root of 5 plus 1 upon a is square root of 7 plus square root of 5. Square root of 5 plus square root of 7. Now let's rationalize the denominator. For that we have to multiply and divide it by the conjugate of the denominator. So it will be square root of 3 minus square root of 5 upon square root of 3 minus square root of 5, plus here also we will rationalize the denominator. So multiply and divide it by square root of 5 minus square root of 7, or 1 upon x is equal to square root of 3 minus square root of 5 upon, this is in the form of a minus a plus b times a minus b. So, differences of square, we can write a square minus b square. So, it will be square root of 3 square minus square root of 5 square plus square root of 5 minus square root of 7 upon, here also differences of square. So, square root of 5 square minus square root of 7 square, or 1 upon x is equal to square root of 3 minus square root of 5 upon, remove the square root with the square. So, 3 minus 5 plus square root of 5 minus square root of 7 upon, remove the square root with the square. So, 5 minus 7, or 1 upon x is equal to square root of 3 minus square root of 5 upon minus 2 plus square root of 5 minus square root of 7 upon minus 2. We multiply and divide it by minus. So, it will be square root of 5 minus square root of 3 upon 2 plus square root of 7 minus square root of 5 upon 2. Now, 2 is the common denominator. So, 1 upon x is equal to 2 square root of 5 minus square root of 3 plus square root of 7 minus square root of 5. So, plus square root of 5 and minus square root of 5 gets cancelled, or 1 upon x is equal to square root of 7 minus square root of 3 upon 2, or x is equal to then 2 upon square root of 7 minus square root of 3. Now, again rationalize the denominator. So, square root of 7 plus square root of 3 is the conjugate. So, let us divide and multiply by it. So, x is equal to 2 times square root of 7 plus square root of 3 upon square root of 7 square minus square root of 3 square, or x is equal to 2 times square root of 7 plus square root of 3 upon 7 minus 3, or x is equal to 2 times square root of 7 plus square root of 3 upon 7 minus 3 is 4, 2 times 2 is 4. So, x is equal to square root of 7 plus square root of 3 upon 2. So, this is our final answer. You can put the values of square root of 7 and square root of 3 and get the answer, or if it is for simplification, we can leave it here. How did you solve it? Let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching.